Welcome back, guys. Adriana Maya here, and I'm back with another episode of Spliffs and Giggles, brought to you by the Red Eye District. I have probably my favorite guest that I've ever had on the show, if I'm being honest. This is Sarah Lace. She is through and through probably the only person I'm going to have on the show that can match me for smoking, honestly. So I'm going to put her to the test because I have high hopes. Again, Sarah Lace, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Let's jump into it. Well, how did we meet? We were just talking online and then we just met to do content?
No, we met on an anal scene. Remember the threesome?
We did! Wow.
I got very well acquainted with your butthole before I got acquainted with you.
She really did. That's even better. Because I was like, we just met online and fucked one day. No, we did anal, not meeting each other. Sometimes you don't know who you're working with. And it was a good anal scene. And the awesome thing about her is she's an anal pro. So when I was like, nah, my butthole's not down, she was like, hello, I've got you. It was literally she had told you she's a great person, right? Like, good for Sarah. She's an awesome lady. We love her. And my butthole thanks her as well. You just can't hear it. But she saw it in my eyes.
It was Sarah. So fun.
It was fun. You're a great person to do content with.
Thank you.
What is it about you that just helps you exude so much sexuality and not off-putting either? It's very welcoming and it makes you want to dive in, honestly.
So I don't even really know what it is. I feel like I just try to not take things too far. I try to just be chill, be natural, and I'll just let it flow out of me. I'll just let that sensuality flow. It's not always about being sexy. It's about being sensual and just having that eye contact, feeling those vibes and just really being into them too. That'll do it.
Do you have anyone that's your favorite people to do content with or to shoot scenes with? Because I do know you do content and you shoot professionally.
So I think one of my favorite ones is King Nor and Queen Jasmine. They are amazing. They're so amazing.
I can definitely see that. You guys are actually a good match because they just, exactly like I said about you, they exude sexuality, but welcoming, and it makes you want to play with them. You guys are the perfect match. I actually am that's gotta be hot content for sure.
Had a lot of hot content.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite scenes with them?
Honestly, they were all my favorite. With Queen Jasmine, her and I, we did a girl, just worship scene essentially. It was BDSM. She just introduced me to it.
Were you being subbed or?
I was being subbed.
That's hot. That's so hot. I love
You know I'm a total sub.
Yes, absolutely. She has these fuck me eyes. That if I had a penis, oh my God, I would ruin her. But I can't. My hands are big though, so.
Oh my God. What them hands do.
Right? Oh, that is good.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like both of them, but I like this one better. I think it's pineapple.
Pineapple. Delicious. They're fucking delicious. Do you have any content that you've put out that maybe we haven't been able to see? Because I'm so curious about what your limits are, about what you're into and content you may have done in the past that you don't really do now, but we could still see it.
I don't know. I feel everything that I've done in the past is kind of what I'm doing now.
You've always been open. That's fire.
Yeah,
that's
I just
awesome.
slowly opened myself up to things more.
That's awesome. Do you have any fetishes that you are shocked that you're interested in?
I love feet fetish.
No way.
That completely surprised me.
Wait. Getting your feet worshipped and stuff, or you worshipping as well?
Getting my feet worshipped, and then obviously a foot shot here and there. It feels so good. Especially when you oil it up.
I do agree. It is slippery. It is fun. Especially if the guy's super into it. And I think to me it amazes me because I'm my feet are doing this. You guys are mad. Every part of my body is useful.
Exactly.
That's hot. Do you have any like foot fetish for like guys, or is it only girls, or just whoever you're into?
Whoever I'm into, really. Because there's some guys that actually have like really nice feet where you're just like, oh, bring those over to me.
I've seen them on what's that site? It's called like See Them Fuck, I think. That's what Riley's site is for Hussy. But it's focused on the guys, and they do so much foot fetish stuff. And some of the dudes do have really nice feet. Right? And I'm like, I've never really looked at a man's feet. I don't think I'd put them in my mouth just because men they're iffy, you know? But some of them do have nice feet, so I could see it.
I'll do it in the bathtub.
See, that's perfect. Bathtub's a good place. That's a really good place to do it. I agree. Okay, maybe I would. Never say never if you've never tried it. So maybe I would. Look at she winked at me. I told you. You're like, are you hitting on me? Is that what you're doing right now? Because I'm into it. Yeah, she already knows what's up, guys. I love her. Do you have any content that you haven't been able to shoot, or like anyone that you haven't been able to shoot with that's like on your bucket list? Because you said you're pretty much open to everything, and you know so many people that I know. I'm like, it's actually great.
I've fucked a lot of them.
Yes, I see you post, like sometimes your sites will post like the automatic videos and stuff, or I'll see you post stuff, and I'm like, you know everyone. Like, you know everyone from like all walks. I love that you're so diverse and like eclectic, but like with your friends.
Exactly. Cool. That's kind of really, really fun. It's like a mix and match game, especially for my site, because it's all me and I don't want to give them the same thing all the time. Yes. So I'm just like, all right, who are we doing today?
That's awesome. Do you have any tips for like not running out of ideas for content for your site because you are so open with trying things?
I have my fans request things. I'll be like, guys, I'm running out of ideas. I have this outfit or I have this. And they're like, oh, well, what if you do this, this, and this? And I'm just like, okay, let's do it.
Let me do it. Like,
let's try this.
Do you ever get anything that you're like, how did I not think of that? Like, how is that not and you're very creative with your content. So I'm actually surprised that you feel that way. I'm going to be honest. I'm telling you guys, if you go to her pages, you'll see content, new content, old content all the time. Like, she's definitely one of the hardest working performers that I've seen so far that does both sides. You perform for companies and you shoot your own content. What is your favorite? Would you rather be on set for a company, or would you rather be on your set, you know, on your own turf, if you will?
Honestly, I would rather shoot my own stuff because honestly, sometimes I don't have like a script. I don't think of things until I show up. I look at the area, listen to people's comfortability, listen to their ideas, and then be like, oh, so we're going to do this, this, and this, and we're going to go outside, we're going to do the pickup scene over there. We're going to make it a whole story.
Yeah, you fit it by the experience. I really like that. That way there's no pressure to follow something strict that you've put out. That's a really good tip, guys. If you didn't pick up on that, you definitely need to rewind, because that was actually a great tip. And I've never heard someone say that before, which is insane, because I work with so many, but having the scripts, especially when you're shooting a lot for some people, it is helpful. But your way seems way more fun and like less stressful. Like, just whatever's around, let's work it. And it can kind of help you from doing things that are repetitive, because you're in a new environment, you're working with new people.
Exactly.
You're a little genius, this one. I like her. Do you have any content that's upcoming that maybe we can keep an eye out for, that you're allowed to tell us about?
I actually just, I filmed a lot of VR stuff.
Oh,
which,
really?
Mind you, I have still never watched VR porn.
No, you've never watched your own?
No.
Girl.
I've never seen any VR porn.
I hadn't seen mine either. And you see how that cloud was? That was impressive. She just took down a bag of, that's kind of heavy too. I'm not even going to lie. Like, that's not light. Like, that cloud is impressive. This little thing can hold a lot of smoke. That was cool. But I've never watched mine either. But on Twitter, a viral video from Cam Soda doing a 360 room went around, and all my friends from back home Like, hey, isn't that you? And I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. Hey, guys, what's up? That's me. And then it eventually made it to like porn Twitter. But that was the only time I've ever seen it. And it looked awesome. Like, it looked awesome. I was like, oh, I've got to do that. I want to shoot my own. Would you ever shoot your own porn?
Oh, yeah.
Your own VR porn? You'd be down?
I would love to. Like, I'm already in the process of saving up money for one.
Oh, that's expensive. Yes, especially if you want a quality one for sure. But half of it is knowing how to work it. So bada bing, bada boom. And in the meantime, you could probably hire someone to just shoot it for you. Get a little taste of it, see if you like it. Branch out. I've never done VR porn. I don't think, well, not in time, besides Camp Soda, but that was like, we were twerking. It's not really porn, you know. It was just PG-13, I would say. That's not porn. That's like softcore.
I did an anal VR scene too.
Anal? I told you, anal queen, guys. It's always the tiny ones. They can take the dicks like you'd never believe. You, and I believe her name is Alexis Tay. I've got to see a scene with you guys together. It would be like the perfect anal scene. It really would. It really would. Porn gods, I'm putting that out here. If you don't mind, would you stand up for me a minute, my lady? They would like to take a look at you. Everyone can see what I see. I had sex with her, in case you're wondering, in case you didn't catch that. We had sex, so.
And it went up my butt.
I hit that, yeah. I popped a finger or two in there. God damn it.
Sleep.
You know what's crazy? I've been smoking these King Palms for months. They sent us some. They're delicious. They have a bunch of different flavors. I was home. I'm so embarrassed to say this, but I was home, and my brother-in-law, we were smoking together. He goes, oh, did you pop it? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, I've been seeing you smoke this for almost a year. You pop it. There's a pop in here somewhere.
You're supposed to pop it?
Yep, it just popped. And so
shut up.
I found that out like 4 days ago.
I didn't know that.
And look, it smells like watermelon now, right? Hold on.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, my brother just told me that. So, and now you can. That's why I was like,
I've been smoking them for a while too, and I did not know that.
My brother from Baton Rouge, shout out to BR. He told me. So, yep. So I was highly embarrassed because I put him onto them.
Oh my God.
I literally put him onto them. He's like, did you pop it? I'm like, what the fuck you mean pop it? He's like, you pop it. And he popped it. And I said, oh, like a Camel Crush.
Oh my God.
But a King Palm. Shout out. We love you, King Palm. And I'm so sorry. I'm stupid. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. Well, it's really not. But
I mean, it's not in the instructions.
I'm not going to lie. You can't even trust that I read the instructions. So it might be. And
look,
we have the box there, but we're not. Look, it's too small. I need glasses. See? No, I know the box is there. I said we're not going to read the box because I got a feeling they're on there. Because there was also another product that I didn't read. And then I read it finally, and I was like, this is so Jesus. Does it say pop? It says pop. Damn it.
I haven't read it either.
You picked it up.
I picked it up.
So are you against me? Yeah, let's take a shot to that. We love you, King Palm. You guys are amazing. Shout out to King Palm.
Like, you found out before I did.
I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. Okay, Sarah.
I can't even say anything because I found out like now.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I shouldn't have even brought it. Maybe none of us knew. Maybe that's it. None of us read it. We just, we're like, this is a good wrap. But that's also a testament to how delicious they are without popping it. Because I've smoked them for almost a year without knowing that fact.
I think I've been smoking them a little over a year already.
It happens. It's a pothead thing. But we still love them. And I love them even more now. Because now I can actually taste whatever flavors I'm trying. It makes sense to me now. I also would like to talk to you about, since you're an anal queen, what do you think is the biggest penis you've taken in your butt? Because have you done a Mike Adriano scene? I feel like I've seen that. No? How? Mike Adriano, everyone, you're watching, request it now. Because I know you've already Googled right now her anal scene. So, yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I can't believe that. But you did LT. He's damn near the same. Way longer, too. It's daunting. It's daunting. What do you think is your biggest stick you've taken then for anal?
I think it was McConaughey. What was it? 13 inches?
Yeah, I take a deep breath. That hurt my breath.
We don't even know what I did. That sound fucked up.
Ooh, that's daunting. I haven't fucked him. That's made me hot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That made me so hot. I'm like, oh, your poor assholes. And she loves it. That's the crazy thing.
It was a lot, but it was fun. It was.
Look at her face. She means it too. Like, she's like, oh, it was fun. Like, you're up for the challenge. Is there any dick that you won't take in porn? Like dread, would you do it?
I'd have to prepare for it, but yeah, I would do it.
Champion.
Why not?
We're looking forward to it one day, guys. When I see it, I'm going to tweet it. I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to be like, it's here. The premiere's tonight.
It makes everyone look so tiny. I'm just like, I want to try it.
Oh, you can do it. If you can take Mikado, I have faith in you. Like, wholeheartedly, you could absolutely take him. Is there any content that you won't do? Like, just adult, that's like a no-no for you. So I've seen a couple of freaky-deaky fetish stuff going around lately, and I don't know if I've seen you do it, but I can't mention it because I think it's not a...
I'm trying to think of what you're talking about. You gotta show me a picture then.
Yeah.
That way I can
decipher.
Figure out what we're talking about over here. I
that word
just
right
don't
there.
do.
Yep. See, so you're not into it. What about golden showers? Are you not into?
No.
I've never done one. I feel like I could. I could do it to someone. I don't really want to get pee on my face though.
Exactly, it's not for me.
Like it just, I don't know. Something about how warm it is really pisses me off. Like I think maybe if like cold pee could come out, I could do it. But like warm pee, it's like a fake shower, you know.
And then how some people actually put it in their mouths and stuff. No.
That whole man. I can't. I don't like that. Not in my mouth. No way. Okay, what about like, the super sloppy blowjobs? What about like puking?
I won't puke. Like if I'm doing deep throating, I try to do it early in the morning. That way I won't.
Yes.
And I can make it.
There's a
super
method
sloppy,
to this,
but it won't actually be puking there. It'll just be. I don't know. I guess foamy.
It's true. There is a method to it. You got to get ahead of it. I've also found that Gatorade, that like grayish Gatorade. That's a good thing to drink. That like if you have to do like a blowjob scene but you're hungry, you can drink that and have like some toast. Usually I won't throw up the toast. That just worked for me and I passed that along. It's worked for some girls. I'm like, the toast and the Gatorade. Oh, anal queen, do you have any tips for doing anal? I have so many girls who ask me all the time, how do I prep for it? What if your scene's at night? What if your scene's in the morning? What do you do if you have anal beads? I'm like, I don't even really know. I just, for myself, it's very unique. But you're kind of a pro. Do you have any tips?
That was a lot of questions.
I know. I'm high.
I know. So that's why I'm just like, okay. If
anal
your
tips.
scene is at night, then you have to eat really, really clean during the day, kind of the night before. You pretty much have to eat light, like for example, like sushi, like stuff like that, where there's not so much heavy meats to process and to have to clean up. And then I say give yourself like 3 hours of cleanup time. And make sure you actually like stretch yourself out before you do it.
Do you have a preference on like what toys you use to stretch? I know some girls use silicone, and then I like to use glass.
I personally don't like to use glass before a scene.
Yeah.
Just in case you're not like unclenched properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do like using silicone and like an actual dildo.
Yes.
That'll kind of mimic the size that I'm about to use.
Yes, absolutely. Mimicking the size you're about to take. That's genius. That is genius. I know a lot of girls will stick to the plugs. I'm like, dildos are actually it's more realistic anyway because of how long it's going to be. Like,
exactly.
You'll feel it in your stomach. Well, you especially feel it in your stomach.
I feel it like all the way here, like,
And you love it. You just like, it was like gleaming in your eye. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. It's really good to know that like when you're doing a scene, the person actually likes what they're doing, you know, and it's not uncomfortable. Are there any keys for you to like picking people that you want to work with that you haven't worked with before?
As far as for creating content, I'm really, really picky. They have to really be established in the industry. I'll have to have already like met them, and maybe even worked with them on set before. That way, there's no surprises.
Yes.
As far as for professional scenes, I kind of trust my agents to do their job and make sure that it's someone that is going to be safe.
Who is your agent, by the way? If you don't mind.
101 Modeling.
101.
Brand.
If anyone's curious for an agency, 101. How long have you been with them?
2 years now.
2 years. That's a lot longer than a lot of people stay with agents. A lot of you that don't know this, a lot of people jump around from agents in the industry and you kind of try to find your fit, but sometimes you get lucky. So 2 years, that's a good run with an agency. That's so 101 Modeling. They're probably tagged on like your Twitter or something.
Yes.
Perfect. You can find them right there if you need, or you look her up, Sarah Lace 101, guarantee you'll find her pictures as a reference. Do you have anyone that's on like, I've gotta fuck them, that you just haven't been able to get your hands on?
No. Honestly, I feel like I've gotten my hands on
made your rounds.
I made my rounds.
Do you have anyone that was on your list that you got?
And that's what needs to happen.
So you can find new people. Yes.
I need to do my research.
You know what else helps on award shows when everyone's like voting for people? That's the perfect time to find new people because you'll see like sometimes you follow fans or like your friends that you follow.
Yeah.
They'll be tweeting other people and I'm like, ooh, I don't follow them. I like that. Yes. That's actually hilarious. I love that. You gotta find more people to follow. We do. We gotta watch porn. That is a good way to find co-stars too, to figure out if their style works with yours. Do you have any directors that you just love working with that you've gotten a chance to?
Tristan from Swallowed VR.
Oh yeah,
yes. I've done all my VR scenes pretty much with him.
I love how those scenes, like I've never worked with him, but those scenes look amazing. So that's awesome. How many do you think that you've actually shot with him?
5.
Holy hell, that's awesome. A little variety. Did you recall doing any like special fetish stuff? Or I know you said you did an anal for one. So was that for him?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It came out really, really nice. But my favorite one, which I think was his favorite one too, was where I was a tooth fairy.
No way. I love that. Yes.
In fishnets, and I just showed up and fucked a couple.
That's so hot. Okay, so threesomes. You're into threesomes.
I love threesomes.
What about threesomes is it that just like gets you so worked up? Because mine is like seeing people get off, you know, like the other 2 people get off, it like gets me crazy. What about you? What's your specific?
I love the fact that it's more than one person, so your mind is just kind of scatterbrained, like,
yes,
let's do this.
Right, like I want to do this and do that and do this and do that.
And when it's like both of the opposite sex, you're just like, oh, I get a little bit of both.
Yes, I completely agree. Would you say that the perfect threesome is having like a guy and then another girl? Me too. I definitely agree. I do like having two guys. That's awesome as well. But I'm also super into girls. And I think like the girls kind of vibe off of each other. So like if you're like into each other, it makes it that much hotter. And then the dude kind of goes crazy because he's like, you don't even know each other. Like, like it's hot. Guys get really excited in threesomes. It's fun.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you don't have to do much for guys when it's two girls.
They love it. And then
they just
for me,
like watching us make out and 69 right in front of
and
them.
they're good. They're
and
like, this is perfect.
Like,
because it's the ultimate fantasy. Having two girls and like they're not arguing over you. They're just sharing is caring. Like it's literally the ultimate porn fantasy.
And then both sucking on the dick at the same time.
And when you have a girl that is good at it, like dick sucking in tandem, really is what it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like it's, oh my God, everyone's so gentle and generous and like. Watching girls give head that like each other, you can tell the difference because there's no like arguing and you're not saying it, but you can see it in the eyes. So like if one girl's like sucking the dick a little too long and the other girl like starts getting annoyed, you can tell when the chemistry's flowing and they're like, no, you do it. No, you do it. Like, I love threesomes. I'm in such a good mood talking about it. Threesomes make me so happy. They genuinely make me so happy. Do you have a perfect threesome? Like of porn people.
Damn.
I know. That is a tough question, especially when you work with as many people as you, because you have variety. It could be any of your past threesomes too, if they were just like awesome, like a good vibe and stuff.
Damn, I've had so many threesomes. And actually a lot of them turned into foursomes too.
I love that. How does that happen? Is it like there's someone shooting and you're like, you know what? You deserve some too. Like, is it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Porn people are my favorite people in the world. We're so giving, especially in that moment. Like, it really is.
We've really teased you for this long.
Like, you deserve to come too, right? Come here. Switcheroos.
Exactly.
People changing professions right now. The cameramen.
They're like, this is my calling. They're like, I should have been doing this days ago.
My cameraman deserves a reward.
Right? How do you feel about dating in the industry?
I guess, I don't know. I love my relationship, but I've seen a lot of people where theirs just didn't work out. But I feel like there can really only be one performer.
Yes.
While the other person may be able to help out in the background. But it's like, if it's both performers, we both have really, really busy lives.
I absolutely agree. And I also think, not that people can't do it, but just because of what happens, like track record from what I've seen in the industry, most dual performer relationships don't work. It is very good to have like a cameraman or like someone who's behind the scenes and then like a performer in the relationship. So I absolutely agree with that. It's a very taxing, and usually if you're both traveling, you can't see each other that often unless you're traveling together to do content. And that's kudos to you, because I can't be with someone 24/7. Like I cannot. Like, I lose my mind.
And I will say, King Nor and Queen Jasmine, they have made it work.
Yes.
They have made it work.
It's certain people. They're like secure in themselves and like secure in their relationship, and it just works. It has to fall into place like that. But they are a perfect example of it working for a couple. And there's some performers, you guys don't know this, but they like are veterans in the industry and they've been married for 20, 30 years, and sometimes we get to meet their significant others on set, and it's my favorite thing they're always the coolest people ever. So sometimes your favorite partners might actually be married and they're very good at their job. You'll never know because they're so giving, and their spouses are so giving. They like to share with the world. You like to share too.
Yes.
She's giving. She's a giving person. That's what it goes into. Are there any red flags that you look out for when you're like looking to collaborate with someone? I know you said that you have a little kind of list that you follow. Hopefully you try to work with them and stuff, but are there any red flags that pop up sometimes that keep you wary of other performers?
There's some people that are a little too persistent.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's one of the big things, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, dude, I'm not even in town.
Like, calm down. Yes.
Calm down.
Yes, I completely agree. Do you have a favorite side that you like shooting on between Florida and LA?
I like Florida.
Yes.
I love Florida a lot better.
Absolutely. I do too.
It's
LA,
hot out there though, but sometimes it's really, really good for the scene. Like sometimes it's like the perfect temperature and you're like, all right, we have to do
like
something
right
outside.
I can do this. Like I completely agree. And then in LA, there's always so much going on that like unless you're like high up in like one of the mountains, you know, or like at like a secluded location, it is hard as hell to shoot outside because it's so goddamn loud everywhere. Oh my gosh. But I'm not gonna lie. LA for the weed. Love it. Yes. Oh, I love it. It's so awesome.
See,
it's
that's
like,
always fun. Right.
And that'll win me back anytime. I'm like, well, I'm sold. I'll live here tomorrow. But I live in Washington, so I'm close enough. I don't need to live in LA. Also trouble. How often do you think you shoot between companies and stuff and then shooting your own content?
Well, I've been traveling this whole last month, so I filmed a lot. But
all over Florida or just everywhere?
I was all over LA. LA, and then I'm here for like a week and a half.
Yes.
About 2 weeks.
You travel so goddamn much. How do you keep balance with always working? Because you work so much. I'm not kidding. I'm not gassing her. Like if you go on her pages, she's always shooting something. And you heard it. She's been traveling for a month. I guarantee you she's shooting every goddamn day, damn year.
Pretty much.
So how do you balance your shooting life and then like your real life?
So you have to make sure that you give yourself those days off. Like, yes, you may be out of town, like out of your home for 2 months, but even then you still should give yourself 2 or 3 days a week to have off and kind of do your home things or just find your peace.
Yes, you know? Absolutely. Do you have any performers that when you're traveling, you like aim to shoot with them? Like anytime you're in their city or anything?
Ooh. There's so many.
That's good. Like, a lot of girls don't say that. Like they're like, there's like 2 or 3. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So anytime King Nor and Queen Jasmine are in my town, hit them up. Carmela Clutch.
Yes, love her. We love Carmela. You guys have seen her before out there. She had a boom.
Yes,
right. She's so fire. I love her. She's so sweet. Carmela.
And then Musa Phoenix is a really great performer.
I've never met him in person, but online he seems so chill. I'm like, but exactly so like chill. You have my checklist, but he seems so cool. And everyone I talk to him about says they're like, no, dude, he's like the nicest guy ever.
We did yoga together.
Okay. See, and I trust her opinion, honestly. She's such a genuine person, guys, as you can see. Any old projects that you've shot on your personal site or even for the companies that we need to look out for that you're just super proud of? I know you said the Tooth Fairy thing. We've got that jotted down. Keep note, boys. Is there anything else, though?
As far as for myself, I did my first threesome with 2 guys. That one's going to be coming out very soon.
We're definitely keeping an eye on that because you heard her say the perfect setup. A girl and a guy, but now she's finally got 2 guys. I'm interested. Keep going. Oh, wait. Are you allowed to tell us who the guys are?
Who are they? Richard Mann and Jonathan Jordan.
Yeah! His dick is big, girl.
Right?
Okay, wait. Is it anal involved or just vag?
Just vag.
Too much at once. Good. So they'll come too fast.
We started it one step at a time.
They'll come too fast. I know, guys. I got your back. You can't have too much at once. They'll literally lose their minds. Like she finally did it.
I lost my mind. I was like dick drunk.
off the two dudes.
Yes, I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, this feels like power. That's what that feels like. It really does. Two dudes
so
at once.
fun.
Something about it, especially when they're like not weird about it. They're cool. They're working together. You know, like they're a team. We're a team. Something's beautiful about that. It truly does make you dig drugs.
Yes.
But it also sets up this false fantasy because now that's what I want all the time. I'm like, I can always have two dicks. Like, and sometimes, yeah, well, come on. No, exactly like she said, it ends up being a foursome. Do you see? She just talked me into it. Like, it took 2 seconds. Like, I was like, yeah, we'll find a dick. She's like, oh, we'll find a few dicks. I'm like, yeah, we will. Like, let's fucking go.
Full-blown orgy.
I love an orgy. Okay. Would you say you end up becoming like a helper in the orgy where you kind of like float around and jumping in everything? Or do you say you're like always getting fucked? Because I'm a floater. I love to float.
I feel like I'm
grabbing
always
titties
getting fucked, but like
actively like moving while you're getting.
Because the thing is, I don't want people to feel left out. So it's like I'm still getting fucked, but I'm here.
Right? She's in there. You're in there.
I'm getting into it. Like I'll still eat the pussy while I'm getting fucked. I don't care.
She's a team player, and that's what we all look for in an orgy. So Sarah, if you're ever looking for someone for an orgy, guys, this is for professionals only, by the way. Don't DM her anything crazy, you fucking weirdos.
You know they will.
I know. They're like, US, baby, here we are. Here's your team. You get a lot of offers, so you're welcome for that. Thanks for coming, Sarah. You're amazing. Enjoy your offers.
Oh my God.
Your orgy. Let's cheers. I am going to pour this in here. So this is appropriate. It's this big cup. There's not a lot in it. It's just not cool. But we're going to cheers right now because you have been such a joy. To have on the show. I've worked on it. It really is so good, though. That's why I'm like, dude, it tastes like juice. You don't even realize that you're like eating an edible. Like I genuinely forgot. And then I had 3 episodes to shoot with Nate. By the 3rd episode, I was like, I'm smacked. Like, what happened? And then he's like, well, you ate tacos that have weed in them. And then you drink the Capri Sun. And I was like, that'll do it. That'll do it. Because I'd be eating all this shit. I'd be, because you're high. You're like, oh, snacks. And I forget. Sometimes they trick me with the chips. They're weed. Like, I'd be like, this is a fucking setup, dude. Like, I'm like, they want me to be tore up. And then they're like, oh, you can't ask questions. I'm like, I'm fucking ripped, dude. How am I supposed to? Like, what do you mean? It's a tough life, but somebody's got to do it, And I'm there for the people. America. Also, I love Canada. Them too. They got good syrup and shit. They got hella friends out there.
So you've been to Canada?
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. And when I found out that you can shoot porn, I was like, going back to Canada. But the border was closed, and I said, I'm waiting to go back to Canada. So I think it's open now again, and I have my vaccine, so I can go. But I can't go by myself. Me being by myself, I feel like there's trouble, and that's just through and through. You want to go to Canada?
Yes.
I got an enhanced
That
ID.
won't be trouble.
Let's go to Canada. Hey.
That'll definitely
I
be
want to go to Niagara Falls.
Let's fucking go. Like, what?
I want to film a scene where we have like the window like open at least, and we're fucking with a view.
Oh, I'm in there. You hear me? I can feel
the views.
I'm in there, dude. We gotta go get a strap on and bring a man.
We could do a threesome. Maybe a foursome.
Maybe. LOL. Of course it'll be a fourth. It's maybe is it an orgy? That's what's really doing us. We're gonna make friends with the neighbors. We're gonna see what's up with them.
Pretty good at that.
Because you are in a relationship. Does that play any part in who you choose to work with professionally, like on set or in your own scenes, in your content?
So yes and no, because we always talk about the people before and make sure that both of us are comfortable with them.
Yeah.
And if I mention any like yellow, red flags, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not 100%. He's just like, don't do it.
What would you say are some red flags in working with companies? Because I know I asked you about performers, but what about with companies? Because sometimes you get hit up from different photographers or different directors that you're not 100% are directors. How do you combat all of that?
You kind of really have to do your research on them, like check out all of their links, see how long their history is, how long they've been posting, how consistent they are posting.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I think that one of the keys is trying to keep in line with like your likeness and like what you like to shoot. So if you see someone doing like something extremely hardcore and that's just not your style, you should definitely talk about it because you guys might have different expectations or something. But also I think some people with their agents have issues. Have you found that your agency's been good in giving you lots of details when you're going to go on set so you don't have to necessarily do that research yourself?
So the awesome part about my agency is that there's a female agent.
That's awesome.
So she really makes me feel comfortable within the company.
For sure.
The agency.
I think, I've had a female agent too before when Kendra owned that agency. She was one of my agents. And that was so cool. I loved having a female agent. It definitely gives you a different vibe. Would you ever consider doing it yourself now that you're going to be like long term in the industry? Is that like a next step for you maybe when you're done shooting content yourself?
I think so. I think eventually I might even just create a production company and hire the performers.
Absolutely. I could definitely, you're so creative. I could definitely see that. And you get along with a lot of people, and that's half of it is making friends with people so you can work with them and shit. So I definitely do that.
And I'm actually pretty good behind the camera too. I could film some things for y'all.
Ooh, have you been
I've
shooting
recorded
at all?
people's stuff.
That's awesome. So do you have any plans to do like directing and stuff?
Eventually, yes. Eventually we'll get to that.
If you're doing it, you're damn near doing it for your own content anyway. So you're directing, you're just not doing it for other people. So that's fire. I love that. How was your first scene professionally? If you can recall, because you've done
honestly, I don't even remember which one was my first professional scene.
Really? What's your first scene that you can remember? Like your first like memorable one that like really held on to you? Mine was working with J-Mac.
J-Mac is lit.
That stuck with
me. My scene with you was one of my first ones.
No way. That's awesome. That's so cool. Because you were I told you, she was like the best in that scene. Like amazing. Because sometimes you can't like talk. Like sometimes they just shoot all the way through. So you really just have to pick up on cues. So for that being like one of your first scenes, like you just got, I was like, don't like that. And she was like, move aside, lady, I got this. It was awesome. It was so good. And I have people tell me all the time, they're like, was that your first time like meeting her? And I'm like, yeah, but they think it's like a real scene. Like they think it's real. And I'm like, yeah, just because some of the reactions were like real. And then we were like having fun with it. We shot it kind of, I think it was like 2 shots or like 3, like crazy to shoot it all the way through like that with 3 people. But that's what we did. So it was very cool, like great scene. Definitely check it out. The people loved it.
And you played my wife of all things.
Literally, and I was like, cheating on her with a man. It was so wrong. That's not even in my character. I'm kidding, guys.
See, you would have had permission.
I know. See, and that's why it's not my character. If I had a wife, we would be fucking everyone. Everyone.
And all the threesomes.
Oh my god! Like coming home from work, like on a day off set, and then like dinner's ready, but also, do you want to fuck us? Fuck yeah! Like let's do that, and then we'll eat and smoke. Like it's meant to be. I'm telling you, porn couples could work if more girls dated in porn. I swear it would work because we just get, like, because then you have the agreement, you can fuck whoever, you know what's up, girls know what's up, we're very emotional. Baby perfect. But everyone wants to date a dude. I'm like, that's the thing. The dude has to be the other man. Technically the only man, but the other man, he has to be the other man. That's the key. I just figured it out. We found it. You're welcome. Date women. Date women,
girls.
fuck men. Marry women, fuck men. You guys are the horse now. I don't know. It's 2022, baby. This is the world we're in. By the way, 2022. I know COVID is like over, essentially, for a lot of people. But for you, how did COVID impact you, like in shooting?
So I really had to stay home for, I think I was just at home for like a solid like 2 years, only going out to the exoticas.
Literally.
I didn't even really travel to work much because like I feel like they really just wanted locals because they didn't know where you were coming from either.
Exactly.
So
they wanted to do the quarantine stuff. That's not even like
exactly.
No way.
And you're just like that's most of the travel time already.
Literally. Especially because the people locally were not quarantining, so it made no sense to me. So I didn't travel at all. But did you feel a big hit in switching from shooting professionally so much, because you are very active, into shooting more of your content all the time?
Yes, but I kind of created a balance through my like X videos and through my websites and stuff, creating my own stuff.
How did you get success with them? Did someone tell you about that, or did you just do it on your own? Because I know a lot of people already do Pornhub, like, you know, they just kind of jump into it. But how did you find the idea to jump on X videos as well?
I forgot who told me, but early on they told me if you're going to post it on Pornhub, you might as well post it on X videos. It's the same type of tube.
That's a good tip. That really is a good tip. I can't tell you how many performers use Pornhub and they don't use X videos.
Is that more for exposure than pay?
I've
always sort of figured that out.
You can look this up in like the porn companies breakdowns and like what companies, kind of how you see them in breakdowns with like Disney and stuff like that, you know? So they have breakdowns like that, but they also show those to us for porn companies. So you can see like what categories, what companies fall under, who they fall under.
Exposure and an opportunity to see.
Yes, and so you can do it across a bunch of them. There's like Hamster, all those tube sites you've ever heard of when you were younger. A lot of them are legal for us to use now because they give us like profiles and stuff so we can upload content. So it really is cool in this age for us. It really does work out as long as you have like someone taken care of. If people are pirating your content, you're good. And you can make a lot as on lawsuits. So it's pretty cool. it's pretty cool. It's worked out.
And you do still get paid from the views, just not as much as you would from your subscription.
That's what I was going to ask.
Well, and some of them have club sites. They have like your premium subscribers. Like, and a lot of girls, if they do it for one site, they do it across the board. So you really can like connect with a lot of girls on a bunch of different sites. And sometimes you get different content on all the sites, which I think is genius that some girls do. They don't upload the same videos across. They like switch it up. Genius. Because if you have like a super fan, which I'm absolutely sure you have, they can find you everywhere and they find new stuff. Do you have anything that you're aiming to shoot that is just like a little out of the pocket for you? Like it's not something you would normally do, but you're gonna be doing? Because I know you said you had the 2 guys and that was a first for you. But is there anything else that you're gonna be having a first for as well?
I think so far that one's the only first that I'm doing. But I am working on moving here, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more threesomes and groups.
Ooh. Is there ever a chance that like a normal person could ever like get acquainted with you and maybe by chance get mixed up in one of your scenes if it was the right situation? Because I do see that you're pretty friendly with people. And I'm sure you get asked a lot when they meet you in person.
I've done it every once in a while, but a lot of those have actually been longtime fans.
That's awesome.
Someone who's I used him in one of my scenes. I have known him for 5 years.
5 years. That's dope. So it's like a reward. That's awesome.
I've known him
That's
for
like the
5
dream
years.
come true, like fantasizing over someone for so long and then getting. I know his name is weird. That's
Yes.
awesome. That's so cool. Would you ever do that again? Like working with him
I think
again?
it'd be
That's
really
so
fun.
cool. I love
Mhm.
that. See, guys, sometimes when girls do those like fuck a fans or like where, oh, this is a fan, it is real. Like some people
Yeah.
aren't like, it is real because like you build genuine relationships with your fans. That is so cool. I love that. It's been so awesome to have you on. You've been awesome. I'm blasted. How do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty good, but I also did drink most of this.
She did.
So
I told you, she's a trooper. She really is a trooper. Would you like to shout out your social media or anything for us? We'll add some tags for some of you, but you can also shout it out.
Okay.
There or there, whatever you'd like.
So you can find me on Twitter at I am Sarah Lace, and you can find me on Instagram at all of Sarah Lace. Or you can check out my website, allofsarahLace.com and SarahLaceXXX.com.
There you have it. I just gave you the ultimate plug. We'll also have all the tags available for those of you who don't listen to shit. We appreciate you so much for coming on. It was so good to see you.
Thank you.
And we're definitely going to have her on again. So stay tuned for season 3, which will be out in a couple of months. Mwah. Bye, guys.
Bye.